I put on the mask, I feel like I started understanding my dad on a whole nother level. You know why he does things he does, the way he thinks, very different when you are behind here. You understand?
It makes sense. How uncomfortable is it though?
Very. Very.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the StarliveShow. I'm your host, Malik Anibaba. And for my second episode, guys, I have the one and only Omo Lagbaja, Mr. Prince Laado himself. Thanks for being here, Brisky.
Thanks for
I appreciate you being here. You're my second guest. You know
nice.
that, right?
I was thinking it's an honor to be the number two.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Number one,
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room.
absolutely.
You have a mask on.
Correct.
What am I looking at right here?
We are looking at African fabric.
Okay, I actually like it. I like it a lot. I like the material.
Together,
I like your pants too.
Thank you so much.
I think you brought the drip, bro.
Thank you.
You brought the drip, bro.
Yeah, so
But
what?
go on.
So yeah, it's just my mask, different kinds of fabric coming together. You understand, from different places in Nigeria. You feel me? So one man wrong, but where you understand?
Okay, that Yoruba.
Yeah, one man wrong.
That Yoruba is going to come into play later. So now that you're throwing it at me, just be ready to bring your game when
Absolutely,
I throw some Yoruba proverbs at you later on.
I'm ready for you.
Perfect. But we can't deny that it's very lagbaja-esque. When I look at you, I'm thinking lagbaja 100%.
Absolutely.
One of your inspirations.
Absolutely, definitely 100%. It is the continuation of a legacy.
Okay, because I feel like a little bird told me that you are actually related to Lagbaja himself.
Where's that little bird? Oh, I mean, where are they?
That little bird also produced this printouts for me. And you can see.
Wow, the resemblance.
It's uncanny.
Wow.
It's absolutely uncanny.
Wow.
Why?
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying that's I'm just saying, you understand?
There you go. Why conceal your identity?
It's actually interesting that you bring that up because, I feel like these were a lot of questions I had for my pops growing up.
Okay.
And I always was curious about.
Okay.
And it's kind of weird, like even no matter how many times you spoke about it, it didn't really enter until I started wearing the mask too. And now that I've taken, journey, being part of the journey, being part of the legacy, pushing, his idea a little bit further.
Okay.
Right? I have realized that having an identity away from your music and your career and the fame and whatever comes with that life is very important. Yeah. I'm a super private person. I like I was saying to you before I came here now, I went to the mall to cop some drip, you feel me? So
but they're selling trial at the mall.
No, they don't agree with stuff.
No, they're not good. They're not good.
So but on a more serious note, if we were like in Nigeria or whatever, Lagos, this is something that I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
Go out, have a nice dinner, calm stuff with my friends, have a regular life.
Yeah.
It is very important to have a regular life.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not really in it for all the stuff that comes with.
I'm not here for all the hype.
Exactly.
You guys can keep the clout.
Let me make my music. Let me be a part of people's lives.
Nice.
Let us vibrate. Let us have good times together. One of the things that drew me to music was, I remember, I'll never forget, I was in college. Yeah. And you know how you and your boys are just bantering and stuff, you always have to one-up each other. One of my Nigerian guys, we were having an argument, and he was like, we're going back and forth as to like the celebrities that we've met before. Mm-hmm. So the guy now said, you never, like, but I bet you never met Lagbaja before. No, you didn't. At that point, I was like, what? Let me free the guy and let him have it.
Really?
So he was like, yeah, you never.
Bro, it was lined up. It was lined up for you to rock his world, bro.
Nah. So I was like, no pee. So I let him have that win. Okay. And when he was talking about it, he had told me that, he had recently lost his granddad. Okay. And when his granddad was alive. I almost shelled there, Loki. I won't say her life.
Yeah, you were good. You were good.
But
You didn't allow the Yoruba escape. Continue.
Thank you, God. Anyway, when his granddad was alive, my dad had showed up to one of his shows and like he was having a party or something, and I guess they had a relationship.
Oh.
So they had actually performed at his granddad's event, and his granddad was someone that he has a very strong admiration for.
Oh.
So it is a story it is a memory that always stuck to him in his head. So it is those little moments and those little events that make me want to be a part of this life.
Mad.
Do you understand?
Mad,
so
mad.
all the other stuff, fast life, is cool, but like good fast life.
For the birds. For the
Exactly.
birds. Actually, I really love that story.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about the sound. So he inspired your style,
Absolutely.
considering your identity.
Yes.
How about the music?
The music definitely still a huge inspiration.
Yeah. So if I listen to your music, I'll get a hint of that lagbaja vibe a little bit.
Absolutely. I think now it is starting to come out more.
Okay.
Than in the beginning when I started releasing music like publicly and being out there.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of wanted to remove myself from it, but then I came to the realization like you can't run away from your identity. Like you are who you are. You understand?
Wow.
So, and it's just it's like I was saying when I put on the mask, I feel like I started understanding my dad on a whole nother level, and understanding why he does things he does, the way he thinks, the messages he's preaching and preaches, like very, very different when you are behind here. You understand?
It makes sense. How uncomfortable is it though?
Very. Very. You know what? I just asked my dad. I was like, Dad, when you ready, like, do you get bathroom breaks?
Like, bro.
Like, how far? And when you do, and if, do you have to? Because you understand, if
Stop!
if it's a personal thing, you understand. I want to be relaxed, settled. Like you remove the mask.
Gotcha.
So
I think we all get you.
I'm still waiting to experience. I've not experienced that yet, so I don't know the answer.
Okay.
But to me, I'll have to off it because it's not possible.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, mama, born now. I'll have to off it.
Okay. Performing though. Okay, so you're just talking about performing, stage time when he gets up. Performing for you, how do you like that? I feel like in 2017 you opened for Davido.
Yes.
Around the same time too.
That show now.
Yes, I was. I really was. And about the same time too, you also had a show in Toronto as well.
Correct.
How do you feel about performing? How much do you enjoy that, and how is it performing for Nigerians? So I know Nigerians can be tough. Or Africans, just performing.
Tough. But
yeah.
those are your people now. You understand? So last they always support you.
Yeah.
But I think performing is probably one of the parts of this whole thing that I enjoy more.
Yeah, really.
It's really because you really get to performing is like almost like the last leg, like the last lap. So when a lot of these ideas come to you, it could be like randomly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something happens. You're in your
just
house,
get
in your
inspired.
room. You're writing. So you create, and there's a lot that goes into the process of creating music. It's not just you just enter studio and write it one day and it's
That's
finished.
that, yeah.
So performing is like, okay, you've finally created something to the best of your ability, and now you get to put it out there and see people's reaction to what you basically created and come up with.
Yeah.
So it's very like it's a good vibe, good energy.
It's full circle.
Exactly.
It's full circle.
Exactly. So that's when it is complete, and then it takes you home when there's somebody in the crowd or people in the crowd that know your music,
singing it
and,
to you word for
singing
word.
your lyrics that
What?
writing
I'm
on
actually always curious about that feeling. I'm always curious about that feeling.
There's no other feeling like it.
Damn, I'm jealous. Do you play any instruments while you're up there?
So in my more recent performances, no.
No, okay.
I am really taking my time with, and I'm going to reference my dad a lot.
Okay, that's fine.
He's been such a huge compass in my life and a huge impact. So, there's no rush, right? I'm still building. I'm still settling into, myself. I'm still going through the journey of understanding my purpose, and how that is connected to music, So no rush, no hurry to be playing with an instrument or using an instrument yet, but I do play instruments.
Like
guitar is my baby.
Oh really? That's number one. Okay.
Acoustic is my baby.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the saxophonists that are out there hoping I will continue. That legacy is not
Shocker.
I'm sorry.
It's too big. It's too big of shoes to fill. It's too big of shoes to fill.
And even I played saxophone for a little bit. It didn't hit me in my soul the way guitar does. When I touch a guitar, like
it's spiritual.
Yeah, I'm connected. I'm one with the string.
There you go.
I'm strumming. I'm picking. It's sweet.
Right.
But saxophone, you're pressing button like elevator. You understand?
Stop now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more lagbaja.
Absolutely.
Fatima, Pasita, generator. Generate. Tinuka, Tisita, generate. Baby, I'm a bad boy, no the name.
I want to ask you, Prince Laado, the name.
Yes.
What does that mean?
That's actually a very good
Where did that come from?
So let me try to keep it short.
Okay, short version.
So my dad has a song. It's called, it's called Lagbaja Matundeo. It is one of the opening tracks of one of his albums. The song goes, it's like Lagbaja Matame. So it's like a full circle, you just take on the next name. Right, and so that's when Laado. So Laado piece came from that Lagbaja song.
Okay.
And ever since I was little, growing up, I always felt like there were two parts of me. I had two different identities.
Oh, so it was so easy to pick that name, really.
Exactly. So
Gotcha.
the Prince is just son of a king. So that's where Prince comes from.
Gotcha.
And Prince is the more like entitled. I'm supposed to be here, like very, snappy.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Yeah. So that's Prince.
Okay.
And then Laado is, someone that is more like my dad, calm, super down to earth, real, quiet, mellow. So, some days I wake up as Prince. And I enter somewhere and just misbehave.
Okay.
Other days I wake up as Laado and I'm just nice. I'll do charity, help people, I'll hold doors.
Balance. It's all about balance. It's all about
Exactly.
balance. I also follow you on social.
Yes.
And I also follow your clothing brand.
Yes.
There seems to be an obsession with the gecko.
Yes. Well,
I need context.
Yes. That is wild that you cut onto that.
I pay attention.
Yes,
we do our homework here.
Absolutely, I can tell. So the gecko is just a funny story. So when I was little, my family members they always used to, because I have really skinny legs.
I can relate, unfortunately.
So
unfortunately, I can relate. So we don't wear shorts too much.
Yeah,
not too much.
Shorts, no
like
shorts,
it's
no
summer,
shorts.
but you feel me?
No, never no shorts. No shorts. Always pants.
Yeah. I don't want to do this to you. I don't want to do this to myself. God.
But yeah, so they always used to see me and they used to call me yam head. Like I have skinny legs and a big head. So they say agama. Gecko. I used to be like.
I love it. You owned it.
Yeah,
owned it.
I turned it
well
into
done.
my power.
Well done.
So that's where it's actually a lizard, but nightman, gecko. That's where it's from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Are you afraid of always being seen in your dad's light, or do you take pride in that? Would you like Prince Laado to not be seen in the Omo Lagbaja like? Because you do.
Absolutely.
You're very proud of that. On
Correct.
your songs, you go
Correct.
Omo Lagbaja. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about people just labeling you as Lagbaja song?
It is a very good question. I think those people will always exist.
Okay.
And my goal is to push the music.
Then
All this talk and what is what and who is who could come here along.
you can't deny the music.
Yeah,
You
so
can't
it
deny the
is
music.
it is all about the music. Whether or not you associate or relate me to my dad, which I think is very difficult not to do without the mask. Like with the mask, I mean.
Okay.
So it is all about the music for me.
Perfect.
And I think that will always exist and it will always be like that. So it is what it is, but at the same time,
The music is why we're here.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the music.
Sure.
The album. What do you want the album to tell us about you? I just listened to Generate.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one on there.
Yeah.
I love the conversation in the beginning.
Absolutely.
I like the Yoruba vibe. I like that you're always bringing the Yoruba vibe to every song.
Very
I like the
important.
beat has plenty instrumentals going off. That's kind of thing
Yep.
that gets me hyped.
Yep.
So what do you want the album to tell us about you?
So first things first, EP and drop.
EP.
So there's we're not doing album yet.
Okay.
So kind of quick backstory before I now get to conversation about the EP and the story of it.
Okay.
I've been making music for a long time, but just more recently, releasing music under my Prince Laado areas.
Okay.
And so there are a lot of artists and people like I've worked with, written for. I'm actually a writer. My penmanship is on another level. I love writing. I'm a lyrics guy.
Alright.
But
The Nigerian industry will be very entertaining for you.
yes,
Go on.
yes, very, very. So I started releasing music publicly and under my mask and stage name and everything in 2017. And the whole point of it was to really settle. I wanted it to be organic. I wanted to really feel myself and get familiar with how the industry works. From the outside, it always looks easy. But those that actually, when you go closer, then you see everything clearly and you see that things are not as easy as they look from far away. So I knew I knew the amount of work and pressure, I need to succeed. The whole package, I knew what was waiting for me.
Gotcha.
So my plan has always been to ease myself into it. And I think, when you're at a place where you fully settled and you're confident, in my opinion, everybody has different opinions, but that's when I think you really put a body of work, like an album together. And I think, for me, I'm further along the journey of settling in, but I'm not fully settled yet. I'm not fully into myself and into my sound and all those things. I'm still learning as they come up and as life goes. Because the worst thing you can do.
I'm doing the same thing with this show as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So step by step, and you always want to make sure that whenever the opportunity presents itself, you are ready. Because the worst thing you can do is not be prepared for an opportunity.
Perfect. I love that you say that, because now I hope you're prepared. We're going to test your Yoruba.
Okay.
There's a lot of Yoruba in your music. I'm going to test your Yoruba.
Absolutely.
So what I've done is I've thrown some Yoruba proverbs at him, and I'm going to ask him to read them and tell us what they mean. Hit us with the first one. What do you have on there? Shoot.
But this first one, this is Arabic.
No.
This is Greek.
No.
This first one is Greek. This is
You
not
can do
English.
this. You can.
This is not
Okay. Skip
Yoruba.
the second one. Skip the second one.
Aki binu ori kafi filade ibadi.
You want to give that one a try?
Do you have comma? What is it?
Let me tell you what that one means.
Say it to me the way it's supposed to.
It's
Because
not
I
possible.
think- Yes.
That is above my pay grade.
We don't get upset and put our heart on our bumper.
Pretty close. One does not get angry with one's head and then uses the cap to cover one's buttocks.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I love these. I love these.
Alright, go for another one. Go for the next one under that.
But wait, before we do that, what's the translation of that?
Literally.
Yeah, like no. Like there, Yoruba proverbs usually.
It means don't like shoot yourself in the foot, for the long term. Because you're upset about one thing doesn't mean you should mess up the roadway to what could be next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aboni down.
Okay. That one is, we're speaking of stealing, and a pregnant woman intervenes. She herself is concealing a whole human being.
Oh boy, this look, Yoruba is
very tonal. Very tonal.
And it's too deep.
Yeah.
Like who thinks and says and speaks like this?
Your ancestors.
Yeah.
Your ancestors.
Right.
Your ancestors.
Yeah, right.
Alright, let's try that last one.
Bia Janaku Oba Bekele Furo.
Okay, this one is slightly disturbing.
Kimi Odunagbon.
Okay. If an elephant is not sure of its anus, it does not swallow multiple coconuts. These are your people.
What does this
These are your people. It means pretty much don't do too much when you don't know the consequences, really. So if you don't know what's on the other side, don't risk it. Or be conservative with your actions.
Think.
There you go.
You know my favorite one.
Tell me your favorite one. What does that mean?
Remember the child. Remember the family you belong to. Remember whose child you are.
That's a good one. Okay, a little bird also told me that he brought a gift for us here at the StarliveShow.
Absolutely. So, mind my packaging.
I'm actually hype.
You should be.
I'm actually hype. Yes!
This is a very special.
Oh, bet! Bet, ladies and gentlemen. You guys
That's actually.
You think this is a game?
That I love.
Ladies and gentlemen, you think this is a game?
Fantastic! Wow, fantastic!
You knew I was a medium. How? Oh man! Ladies and gentlemen, the very generous and talented Prince Laado of lagbaja is here on the show.
Yes,
Thank you so much for being here, bro. Absolute pleasure.